recording
start.
will be there, I would be disappearing. Okay.
Okay.
We'll catch up after your.
Good evening. Good evening, each and everyone. I'm Dr. Janatha Ramanathan, a creative writer and an associate professor of English, Sri Ayyappa College for Women, Nagarkoil, affiliated to Manonmaniam Sundarnar University, Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu. And I thank Mr. Prasanna Kumar for giving this opportunity, raising a platform, the fertile brains, for all the budding poets to enhance our writing and also to exhibit ourselves to the forefront. This solo poetic recital is so much dear to me because we each poet is given importance and he appreciates and acknowledges our uniqueness. Thank you, Prasannaji. And this solo poetry recital, each poet talks about why do we write poetry. Myself to say, I have, apart from poetry collections, I have 13 edited anthologies on academic research and 5 edited collections of poems on poetry collections. Of course, this is my first book, The Bundle of Joy. This has been published by Index Scroll Press, New Delhi. And my second collection is Purple Dreams, published by Authors Press, New Delhi. And this second poem has been published on December 2023, and I'm waiting for the I'm waiting for the date of the person to release this book. So hopefully this December I'll be releasing. And to talk about my poetry or poetic journey, poetry has been a form of solace, comfort, and also sometimes for them an entertainment or a relaxation or recreation. But for me, poetry, I believe, is the whisper of the soul, silent whisper of the soul. And many a times I myself asked, why did I write poetry? This poetic journey has started when I was studying in 10th standard. I started writing poems first on though I'm a Malayali and my mother tongue is Malayalam, I started writing in Tamil as I had Tamil as my second language in the school. So when I wrote some poems and I sent to the weekly magazine, that time supplement of the daily Dinamalar, I sent it 2 times. I got rejected. I thought that this is not what poetry is. But still, the urge in me made me or forced me or assured me to write. I started writing both in English and Tamil, and that was stored in the diaries and also books and some papers. But that is the spurge of writing never subsided. I was writing, keeping it everything, but never thinking that I'll be in front of you this day with my poetry collections. So, see, poetry is a fascinating genre for me. That's what I wrote in my preface in the Bundle of Joy. And see, I know that because I always remind the passive woman who wrote all those things, whatever comes to my mind, and kept it in my books only. I believe that when we express through poems, we picture the varied perspective of life. And also, see, I'm a person, one who sees see positivity in everything. So I want to add a little more beauty to my life. I thought that this poetry would be the best medium for me to express my thoughts and feelings. Usually, people say that the best poetry is born out of the saddest or the darkest, bleakest moments or folds in our life. And I too believe that because when I am so sad, I write a poem, then my heart becomes light. And because my mind always unravels the mysteries behind life and some positivity, also the emotions. And sometimes I love to drowse myself in the sweetness of poetry. Whenever I think that my heart is light or my heart is something I feel some burdensome or light, dark, or depressed, I started writing something else. Maybe that will be a raw poetry. Later, I have to refine it. But the stride over my poetic imagination often helps me to delineate my existence. And also, I love nature, and nature always hold me dear to her or head to me, or just as Wordsworth say, this nature was a mother, teacher, friend, and philosopher to Wordsworth. This nature always lulls me to uh, that trance, I can say trance or the ecstatic state where I can pen some poems. I can very well say that these poems, my poems, will always have a tinge of nature here or there. When I take the themes of my poems, whatever I have written in both the books. The first collection has varied themes. There was love, there was hope, sadness, dejection, depression, pain, agony, pleasure. Everything is there in the first book. The book itself, it's named A Bundle of Joy because for each poet, the first book will be just like the first baby of any mother. This bundle of joy is, of course, a bundle of joy for me because this made me to be known to the world, outside world, as a poet. And I'm so much indebted to the managing editor of Index Scroll Press, Mr. Preet Nambiar, for finding out the talent in me or finding out the poet in me, asking me to give all my manuscripts to him and made this bundle of joy in print with the help of the CEO of Index Scroll, Dr. Sridatan. And so I have dedicated one of my poems in this book to that great person who was Mr. Pre. I very fondly call him brother. And there I have given this poem is dedicated to that person, my Siraf. My seraph is an angel. My seraph is a male angel. I know that when we read that, we will see when we read this poem, I can very well understand how I have been in the before and how I have started after writing the poem. I'll read a few lines for you. Poetry has been a welcome note and an antidote for my depression. Despair and dejection melted away. I was hesitant and I drew myself within the shell, never letting me to the world like a forlorn dove. I fret and wail. See, then I'm not reading the whole poems because it. So the seraph took me to a celestial garden of divinity, composed tunes and made me sing my heart. You, my seraph, the angel of the heaven, placed me on a florid carpet. The fragrance of peony and petunia startled me. The whole ambience enthralled me. My mind underwent a new purification. So there last I write, veils parted and the soul started to sing. Me found poetry as a panacea for all ills. Yes, this is of course not only for me, all the poets. This poetry is a panacea for all the ills. So just like this, my poetic journey started. And then this I started writing always. Then the same person told me that you have to make your books into different themes. So that time I started writing. There was a varied perspective of life, men, women, our job, our pangs of agony, all those are there. But then I thought, and I collected whatever I have written before and now, and this came into print, Purple Dreams. This cover page has two shades, that is the dark purple and the light purple. A girl just, she is now aspiring to scale to heights. So this dark purple shades symbolizes the darkest folds of a woman's life, and the light purple says about the brightest folds of women's life. So life is a combination of both. And this is one of the themes I write because here women in this world always feel insecure or sometimes ostracized, sometimes dumb, doubly muted. They cannot speak anything, they cannot voice out their opinion. So this has been the longing in each and every woman to be free. I mean, not free from the filial or family circle or anything. Within the family circle, we can do a lot of things. So there has to be the partners who has to accept the woman in her, the creativity in her, the talent in her, or what she aspires for. That's what I believe. That's what I mean here. So many women in this world are longing for their personal freedom, even this personal space. So in that sense, many of the poems in this book voices out the inner pangs of a woman or the inner upheavals of any woman in the society. So here, when I write about the pangs, agony, and of course, in all my books, all my poems, there will be a light of hope, a ray of hope, where that's inviting all women folk or any individual to come or to walk towards our own aim or objectives or destination. And in that sense, and another themes, my books collection, the upcoming collections or the themes are one is love poems. Of course, love is the predominant theme I always have in my mind. I love to pen on love because this is an universal feeling that connects and that melts away all that antagonism and other things. So next is nature. I write for nature. And the one thing always that connects me academically as well as creativity, that is about the poems about tribal people and the tribal life. And I named it as Bamboo Blossoms. That is Tamilam the Moongil Pookkal, Bamboo Blossoms. And the love poems is also there, and another nature poems are also there. And this writing, just I have another varied perspective of looking the life, and I have a short story collections. Almost it's complete. In Tamil, one short story collection, and in English, one short story collection. So even in the short story collections, I have been depicting or picturing or portraying the inner nuances of the mind, the psychological upheavals of any mind, not only women, men, baby, child, a teacher, or an adolescent, anything. And the Tamil is also Tamil only almost complete. It is Pradibimbangal, that is a reflection of myself. Because each one in this society will have one or the other thought, or I'll be. Because the problems we face, the success we get, everything is same. But the way we get it, or the way we experience it, the emotions we carry out in our heart will be different. So that's been written there. But always poetry is my favorite genre, which I always hold very dear to my heart. And if you take in this poem, I have written a very long poem about my perfect abode, that is my village, where I have been. It is situated in Kanyakumari district. That is now it's not a village. It's been, it's what developed a lot, and that village, which is what we can say, it's like a village complete. We have a lot of temples there and deities. We have been safeguarded by the deities and the fortress of that palace. And I have written a beautiful poem on that. And always I would think that uh, see, when I go to my place, I always feel that the breeze lashes on my face. I feel so happy, so comfortable, and I want to be there. I enjoy that aroma of the breeze and also the seasons there. And I have written 4 lines about my 4 lines I'll read. I see a woman in you, endures all atrocities attached to the silly and sulky mind. You preserve the morbid masculinity which unearth the femininity. And how will I thank you, O my hometown, for the benevolence, for the magnanimity, for teaching me the lessons of life. And because it's the temples and tantrums, the villages, and my God, and all those add beauty to my village. And the last line I have written, I surrender my life to you. Sorry, yeah, sorry, last line that is not. Oh, my lovely paradise, you give meaning to our lives. I love to be back on the lap of you, to cherish it for a lifetime, the passionate emotion, the immortal Hamlet. So when we see women, I know I'm a women around me. I was so fortunate enough to have more inspiring women around me, and the experiences they have undergone, or the experiences I have met, all those made me to pen poems on women. Amma, mother, always is a deity like for us. Sisters are like angels for me. I lost my 2 sisters, and still they are also like godsome to me. And my daughters, they are Cinderellas to me. My friends are like eternal soul, the confidante to me. All of them, my grandmother, who has narrated stories from Mahabharata and Ramayana, and also about my village, about the goddesses. So these all the women, my friends, my colleagues, all those people play or played a major part in making my poems or bringing or giving my poems a shape. And when I talk about my mother, my poem dedicated to my mother, she's no more now. I know you, the believer of positivity in me, got me even in the last spring. Just like autumnal leaves, I glide down the wind. You, my protectress, wheels me from being drawn down. I surrender my life to you, for you will shield and protect me. Still, I believe she may be in the heaven, protecting me and shielding me from all the evils. That's the precious soul which we all have in our life, mother. And as a mother, I feel that I'm so fortunate enough to have 2 daughters who takes care of me like me. And that I have dedicated a poem to my daughter, that is Cinderella. Always, otherwise also a bundle of joy is a poem dedicated to my daughters in the beginning. And so this Cinderella poem, singing in the whirlpool of misery, making mess a life tinged with dejection, I searched somewhere for something to hold on, knocking the doors of shrines and with wish, pleaded for a hope to sustain my life. At that time I was, praying to God to get a child because I didn't get a child as soon as, everyone got it. So I got a child and I explained her when she was lying in a cradle, the butterflies hover over the cradle, peeping in to see a flower bunch. You mesmerize me too, my dear baby. I cannot wait to cuddle you, my honey, who held my life to your little finger. You are my adorable princess with the tiara and blooms, the antenna hair and the jasmine flowers. You're a thrilling puzzle, for you breathe life into me, the God to be and mother to be in my life. The same, my teachers, I have dedicated, you are my Athena, I have dedicated. And I think that dreams also hold a prominent place in my life. And I have written Purple Dreams, the title one poem. So a long poem, but I'll be, see, I dream of a happy land where children play seesaw, rabbits and puppies jump all over. Sitting on the long rugged steps, I watch the tiny faces of the misty dawns and bushberries, and Wordsworth daffodils dancing to the tunes of the silently blowing breeze. My dreams never let me sleep, usher me to blend reality and dream. So my dreams never allow me to sleep. My dreams always chase me, as our Abdul Kalam, our former President Abdul Kalam said, dream, dream, and you have to work hard or work towards to making that dream into reality. And beautifully in Tamil, I used to translate கனவு காணுங்கள் அந்த கனவை நினைவாக்க முயலுங்கள். So we have to dream and not sitting like that, but we have to make it possible in our life. And there are also another dreams I have written upon, woman and warrior woman. I believe that each woman has the spirit, indomitable spirit to become a warrior woman. We are fighting our life in this challenging world, confronting so many challenges. As a mother-in-law, sorry, as a sister-in-law, as a wife, as a mother, so as a daughter-in-law, and also in the society, we confront a lot of challenges. So we have that spirit to overcome all those things. And in that warrior woman, I have just written a woman who can, uh, no, possibly overcome, outweigh everything in life. And also, I have written orphans for a poem for the orphans in the streets, lost spring. Hunger gnaws me, I resist. For waifs and strays should learn the art of mastering hunger. Bread and bacon in the shop never entered my belly. With longing eyes and empty stomachs, I move from cause to cause for a coin or a two. Open your eyes, ask your hearts to welcome and greet us, to live amidst you, not as equal, but to labor and live, for we love to live. Embrace us, heal our wounds, for you are godlike. So there are people in the society, we have to just at least give space for them to live. Let them labor and live, not to just discriminate them and ostracize them. And also, I always had a thought towards or always have a sympathy towards the third genders. They say, I wrote a poem on the other, born in the wrong sex, cursed lot in the society. See, my destiny I whirl, discrimination in every nook and corner, derogatory term for me, mental agony and bigotry crumbles me, subtle emotions and struggles numb me as stone drop. So they're asking words of acceptance I crave for, to live in this society with dignity and peace in life. So when I was so much taken up by the poem was Fight the Fiddle. There a small girl has been raped and killed. And so there I wrote the poem. You are not forlorn, diffident damsels. Fault lies with the abuser and not the victim. You deem your discernment. Pluck his lustful eyes, pluck his lustful eyes, and fix the iris of fraternity. That's what I always believe in. No people, anyone, that is, they are to be punished. So we should not keep quiet. We should revolt against them. The first thing I believe that a teacher should teach the student is to revolt against any injustice, happen to them or in shown to them. So we should say no to no at any place. So the same place we have to say no. Otherwise, we will be taken for granted. And also, I have, each book will be ending up with hope. I have sparks of hope and candles of hope, and also songs of love, glee of magic. These are the poems that talk about love. Me and Sufi, yesterday I was there with the virtual book fair. I just told, and I have just acknowledged my alma maters. You made my day, my tea. And also, always I believe that any individual that should have always sparks of hope in our life. Always hopes anew. A new hopes should be there because I believe in the power of the dreams, not to dwell in the regrets of past, but to cheers failures that molded me and emerge from the ashes of pain. I believe that not only women, everyone should be a phoenix bird who should emerge from the ashes of pain. It is our duty to live the life which has been given to us in this world. Whatever may be, how long maybe we are going to live in this world, we should live with contentment and die with satisfaction and happiness. So what you did, so I that is usually people say that we should not ask to the world or was to the people that what you have done for me, what you are going to do. I believe this creative writing will be just like a voice. When somebody else read these poems, they'll believe that, oh, I also have felt the same pain. I love the poet Kamala Das more in my life, and my thesis of my MPhil was on her. Because whatever the world say about Das, she is not good and it's morally good. I believe that she is candid and forthright in her expressions, expressing her own heart. But we, many female, we fail to express our own thoughts, what we have in our mind because of the society, because of the stereotyped society or no. But what I believe is at least this creative writing will give or will be like, it's just like when for our thoughts, when for our emotions suppressed inside the heart. That is what I wanted to say the budding writers or anyone, because you should have a very bird eyes view within us, surrounding us, so that we will be whatever we see in others, we might have also one day experienced. We should not compare ourselves with others. And I'm not like Keats or I'm not like Wordsworth or Shelley, never I can say, or like Ruskin Bond or Oscar Wilde. No, I can't claim that. They are legends. They are legends. They're written, their literary overs, what I have read and I've started doing. But maybe the novels and the romantic novels I read during my college days, Barbara Cartland and Milton Boone, might have given me or might have inspired me to write something else. The heroes of that Milton Boone and Barbara Cartland, the tame man with hair blowing on the sky, and sorry for skull, has been now he's a model hero of my mind. And so all these writers, I say, what you have in your mind, you write. Express your thoughts very freely, frankly, candidly, forthrightly. These poems we are writing for the comfort, the solace, the satisfaction, the happiness of ourselves. Let all the readers read it. If they like it, they let them embrace it. If not, let them leave it. That's what I believe, because this is what something else gives happiness to me. I live to love and to write the exuberance of my heart. And it's that is my poems maybe sing the symphony of love with all its melody and also melancholy. Sometimes melancholy and melody plays seesaw in my life also. I also will have. But when I write it, I'm so happy. So the same thing I used to tell everyone. I don't know how far I will be here in this garden of creative writing, but I want to live here till my the last breath. And also how that is, I can say that as all these poems are so dear to me, you readers, please read the poem, and you will also feel some one or two or the other things, some streaks of emotions, or something else will resonate in your mind. Reflect yourself. That means that I'll be so happy and content in my heart. Please read my poems and give a review to me, whoever it is. I'll be so happy to be a part of reviewing your books also. So encourage the writers and let more writers come to this universe, expressing the views, their love, or their feelings and emotions and their reflections in a different perspective that will add to the treasure of literary contributions. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to speak about my poetry. And I think that this is something else more than a reward for a poet to speak about her own self, her own thought, and her own emotions. Thank you. Thank you, Onet.